Let's have a look at the Portshift Cloud-Native Workload Protection Platform. Portshift provides declarative policy enforcement, improved risk detection, vulnerability management, and runtime detection and remediation for cloud-native applications. With Portshift, you can manage workloads on your Kubernetes clusters, controlling which workloads can run and their network connections. The Deployments page shows clusters that have a Portshift controller deployed on them. Portshift uses a dedicated customized resource, an admission controller, which is deployed in a single pod in the cluster. The Portshift controller integrates with the Istio Service Mesh control plane to monitor and manage activities and connections on the cluster. Add more clusters here. When you add a cluster to Portshift, you deploy a controller on it. We provide the commands for you to deploy the controller on the cluster. The controller establishes a connection to Portshift. Portshift environments are groups of clusters that you can monitor and control in Portshift as a single entity. Portshift supports multi-cluster environments to manage workloads across a group of clusters, and service mesh expansions to extend management of workloads outside your clusters, for example to VMs and other hosts. The strength of Portshift is the set of runtime policies. These policies manage which workloads can be deployed on your clusters or environments, and the connections they can set up. Portshift policies are simple to create, intuitive to understand, and powerful when applied. Policies consist of a set of rules, which specify the workloads and environments, and the permitted actions or connections on them. Deployment rules control which workloads can be deployed in an environment. Connection rules control the connections between workloads, similar to a firewall, but applied at the workload level, not at the IP address port level. Cluster event rules control the cluster-level actions, such as file accesses, that workloads can perform. This page shows the workloads deployed in your clusters. You can filter this view, for example, to show only workload deployments that violate a runtime rule. This tab shows connections between workloads. We see detail for the source, destination, and type of connection. You can filter this view as well. This tab shows cluster events. These are cluster-level actions using the Kubernetes API. The Portshift Navigator gives a graphic view of your environments. You can see clusters and workloads and connections. Color coding indicates permitted or blocked workloads and connections. This intuitive view helps you see what is happening in your environments and whether your controls are doing their job.